How's it going, everyone? If you're a Pokemon trading card game fan, this week has been an absolute banger week for you. Of course, we've got the Paradox Rift Pokemon cards announced at the World Championship, which itself was a banger event with Tord versus Vance Kelly in the finals, playing two of the coolest decks to ever exist, Mew V Max and Gardevoir EX. Just an amazing event, an amazing week, lots of coverage, a phenomenal event with I think they had their own ramen shop built specifically for this event. It was just such a cool World Championships to watch. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about a secret third thing that maybe will fly under the radar amidst all of this amazing news for the game. And this secret third thing has potential to be the biggest thing for the Pokemon trading card game community since the birth of Jason Klaczynski. Yes, I know. It could be that big. Of course, if you're anything like me, you read excerpts from Jason Klaczynski's blog to your children, proverbial. Of course, I don't actually have kids because obviously here we are, retro Pokemon YouTube video. You get where I'm going with this. But if you're anything like me and you are very excited by retro Pokemon, retro gaming in general, then this is some news that's going to bring you some joy. So, of course, retro Pokemon has a little bit of a following. It has a little bit of a fandom, mostly in part by collectors. But there are some players who really love the old school formats, base jungle, fossil in particular. That's what I'm going to be focusing on this video. And one thing that's always kind of held back that community from really blowing up, similarly to the way other retro communities, like for Edison format Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, or vintage Magic the Gathering, for example, things that have held it back is that there isn't a great way to play it online, and the cards themselves are not that accessible, and it's pretty hard to group everyone together and play the game efficiently because it's such a small niche as of right now. I think this next, of course, announcement is going to help with that. There hasn't been a free online platformer emulator that is multiplayer up until this point. Yes, there's T.C.G. 1, but we don't talk about that like that. Let's be real, that shit is fucking garbage. Let's be real. And let's be real, if there was one, if there was even a fan-made one, Nintendo would probably copy strike the shit out of it. So, that's just the reality we kind of live in. It's really hard to grow a retro format when you don't have a way to play it online. That's just the nature of it. Until this week. So this week, Nintendo either knowingly or inadvertently did something absolutely massive for retro Pokemon, which was they re-released the Game Boy Color Pokemon trading card game on the Nintendo Switch. If you guys have never played this game, it has a banger soundtrack. It's a fun little game. There's some challenges, some gyms you go through, and it teaches you how to play the Pokemon trading card game. The interface is actually immaculate for considering it was made in the late 90s. It's one of the most, one of the nicest playing emulators for a trading card game. It's less buggy than Pokemon T.C.G. Live, which is saying something. There's very few actual exploits or issues in the game itself. And it's pretty easy to collect a collection of cards and build whatever deck you want to build. It is very similar of a card pool to the base jungle fossil card pool, which is again one of the popular Pokemon retro formats, which I think one of the premier ones. I think at least top three retro Pokemon formats. So you can build a lot of cool decks in there and actually get very accurate testing versus CPUs, but not only versus CPUs, because there are a few changes. There are a few changes that Nintendo has made, and one of those big changes is that they've made multiplayer available to people Switch to Switch, which is insane. So that means now people can play this free to play, free to download game, grind the cards, which I'll show you how to do that very quickly here in a second, and then have any functionally base jungle and fossil deck to play against a wide variety of people, which is just awesome. It's just awesome. It is literally one of the only things that was holding back retro Pokemon TCG from developing as a more competitive community, as a larger community. And yeah, it's just a huge thing that Nintendo, it probably was very easy for them to do this, and it just a big show of support and show of love to people who have been playing their game and ride or dying like Jason Klaczynski has since day one pretty much. There are a few notable changes. It's not exactly base jungle fossil format, Two notable cards that are missing are Ditto from Fossil and Electrode from Base Set. These two cards being gone does change the format. It definitely does, because these are two very playable cards. I say very playable. I mean, kind of playable cards. Like Electrode's kind of fringe. It's played in a few like fun strategies, and Ditto's like, you know, it's a countermeasure to some strategies. But you know, those two cards missing does change the game, and there are some Game Boy exclusive promos that didn't exist in Base Jungle Fossil. But other than that, it's functionally the same. One thing is, there is a community that's kind of gathered in this Discord here. I'll leave a link in the description to this Discord, so if you guys want to check out that, you can meet up with a bunch of people, help trade, finish your collection, help learn easier ways to unlock your collection faster, and also find opponents. They run a league here where you can battle against other people in this multiplayer, which is really sick. It's just really sick that this exists, and the platform is just absolutely fantastic. Honestly, it's so good. So the last thing I want to show you guys today is I want to show you how to use the other thing that they added to this Game Boy emulator type thing on the Switch to sort of farm the packs or re-roll your packs after you get a victory. So this is me after I've won a game versus Kristen. Get wrecked, Kristen. You are a noob. She gives me a booster pack, right? And down there at the bottom of the screen, you can probably see it says ZL plus ZR, suspend menu, press and hold to rewind. This is a new function that they've added for the Game Boy emulator so that you can go back to a previous moment in the game. This helps in case you misclick or you accidentally die and you want to go back just a little bit and don't have to go back to a previous save state. It's just like a really cool addition to the game that makes it a lot more fun to grind for booster packs, basically, because I can open my booster packs. Let's say I get this Victory Bell, and you get 2 booster packs when you win, usually. Sometimes you get 3, whatever. And I get Pidgeotto. Well, let's say I didn't want Victory Bell or Pidgeotto. I just press ZL and ZR. I go all the way back to this screen right here where I've won. And she says, I guess this is for you. I open my booster pack again. And now I got Gengar. And maybe I wanted Gengar. You know, maybe I wanted whatever I get in this pack. Well, I didn't want Victory Bell. No, let's do this again. Let's reroll again. You know what? For the fans, we'll open a few more packs. We'll open a few more packs for the fans. We got Gengar again. Okay, you know what? I like Gengar. I like Gengar. This time we got Machamp. So maybe I wanted Gengar and Machamp. And you can functionally do this anytime you get a booster pack to just re-roll and get the card that you want. It makes it so much easier to build a collection and just get through the pre-game so that you can actually play against other real people. This is such a cool thing. I really like retro gaming. I really like retro Pokemon TCG, and to see something like this come from Nintendo and just be kind of a form of support for the community, it's just cool. It's good vibes. It makes me very happy as an enjoyer of these things. In any case, that's going to be all from me, folks. I'm going to be doing some content with this. I'm going to be playing some competitive leagues with the boys, hopefully with Jason Klasinski. I look up to him a lot as a player. It'd be really cool to play against him. So that'd be really sick. I'm going to be covering it here on this channel. I'll be recording some games. And if you guys want to join, check that link in the description below, the Discord below. And that's all going to be all from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.